Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. We've got a couple of movies that I want to review, and the first one we're going to review, well, this will be two videos, is called Jerry and Marge Go Large. This is on Paramount Plus, just like our second movie, Hint Hint. So not theatrical releases, but I could see both of these movies being in theaters at some point. But the way technology is, advancing and streaming services are going, both of these are on Paramount Plus as of right now. So Jerry and Marge Go Large. What is this even about? I saw Bryan Cranston, and you may know him from Seinfeld. You may know him more from Breaking Bad. And if you're in my generation, you know him from Malcolm in the Middle as well. So I saw him and I was like, okay, he picks pretty good scripts. This is going to be an interesting movie. It's free. Well, if you have Paramount Plus, it's free. So let's check it out. It's about this older couple who they want more zest in their life. He's getting ready to retire, or I guess he eventually retires, right? Jerry. And he and Marge are like, well, what do we do now? What's that thrill? What's that excitement? Where is that at? He decides to take their investments, their savings, and start playing the lottery with it. Because he's a math guy. He works at some or he's a financial guy for a company, I'll say, and they don't really appreciate him. If you've seen on the news recently, there's some guy who worked at a Burger King for 27 years, and they gave him like a watch or something like that. Very underappreciated and unappreciated. So Jerry, feeling like this, he decides, hey, I figured out a glitch in this one lottery machine, or the type of machine. If I could exploit that weekly, I can get a payout. But Marge does not know what he's doing at first, but kind of like Breaking Bad, where you're doing the right thing. I feel like now he's being cast into roles like that because he's got this look of this well-to-do father, and then he could have a darker part to him, which I would say we all do. We all have a little bit of both, but not a philosophical video. Back to what was happening here. There's some funny scenes where he's trying to, and I'm not going to share the whole movie, but there's some funny scenes of him trying to, keep this a secret until it's made public. And once his wife finds out, instead of freaking out and be like, "Are you crazy? Are you this? Are you that?" She's actually on board with it. She's like, "Let's do it." So it could have been something where she was like, hey, maybe the marriage needed a change. Who knows what they were thinking? They don't really get into that. But I do know that what they show is they make this a whole adventure thing. So they're somewhere in Michigan. They go all the way to, I want to say, New Jersey or someplace like that to find one of these machines because it gets moved out of the area that they're at. So one of the things he wanted to do was to help others. And so Marge is like, you always talked about how you would make a difference. This is a way to, because the more people buy in, the more money you're going to ultimately collect as a prize. So they get the whole city involved. They get their jazz festival back. They get some, a couple of other things working, and at first people think they're crazy, but what they're doing here is they're creating an LLC, creating a business, and they're using these winnings to justify growing this business, for tax purposes, right? Because they were going to get audited. You can't just keep winning and Uncle Sam not be like, But if they got a business and, there's other people involved and they keep all of their stubs, their winnings, that should, help protect them. So that's pretty much what was happening in this movie. Now you're saying, well, that's it? Well, the plot twist is, hey, what if somebody else new. And they got this guy who's got a very punchable face. So forgive me, actor, if you see this review and you're like, hey, I have a punchable face. It's like, it's probably why they got you in the role, I'm imagining. He's got this attitude, this, Harvard grad or Harvard student who, he's a know-it-all. He's got a very Mark Zuckerberg type tone to him. He figured out the same flaw as well and tries to get his students involved in it. The difference between these characters is Jerry actually cares about his city, whereas this dude is just trying to, I guess, get rich and doesn't really care about everybody else. So you see how that plays out, and I won't share it here in the video, but hey, like I said, I wasn't going to tell the entire movie, but it was a good movie. It was much better than I thought it was. So what would I give this? I would say I would recommend this movie, and I would also give this one a view a second time, because it doesn't feel like, oh, you've seen it once, it's not watchable. It's a comedy, but it doesn't really, I won't say it doesn't have action. There's parts of it that feel like it could be. You've got the gas station clerk, played by Rainn Wilson, so it's weird to see him without glasses. It's weird to see him not as Dwight. But it doesn't get to where you feel like, there's going to be guns involved in this. There's a little bit of tension and things like that in this movie, but all in all, this is a movie that everyone could watch. This is a family. I don't even think it's a PG-13. It might be PG, if that. I don't know what the rating of it was, but my rating, as far as 8 out of 10, so 3 out of 5. Good movie. You could argue 4 out of 5, and I wouldn't be mad at you, but I think I'm going to stick with a 3 out of 5. It was good. It was good. I would definitely watch it again. So let me know you guys' thoughts. Did you see this movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you have Paramount Plus? Remember, you guys can get free trials of these different streaming services and check these things out. Hope to see you again soon. I'm sure I will. Next time, that other movie that I talked about that's also on Paramount Plus, we'll review that. See you again soon. Other Yellow Hat Guy is out. Captain Sensation!